society pushes where you need to lose a lot of weight right away, especially at the beginning of the year. And unfortunately, if it's in a short period, the first thing I'm thinking in the back of my head is, can this be sustained? Having done it and having failed going that way, I always pray that they keep on those goals and stay in line. It's just oftentimes we see the rebound effect. It's almost inevitable. Something that I no longer do that I used to is, praise people when they have these big weight losses and say, good job, congratulations. So therefore what I start doing is maybe not so much positive appraisal, but being more neutral and maybe just asking a question saying, well, how's that going for you? Is it something you can sustain? Is it something you like? Is there anything in there that you would change? And so after that first transformation, I thought there must be something to this. And it was satisfying hitting my goal and being lean. And especially in COVID, everybody was gaining weight. I was losing it. So kind of people are asking, man, what are you doing different? And it's a lot of dedication. It was hard work, but there's a lot went into my nutrition. But once people were saying those things, as we got to the summer, I started thinking, okay, that was great. You hit your goals, but there's something still missing. And it was the fact that others were struggling. And I know what that felt like, and to not hit goals. And when people would ask me, it's because I knew they were struggling. It's even hard to ask someone, to come out of your shell and say, hey, what are you doing? How can I, get to that, and just put yourself as vulnerable, right? And so I've helped, tried to help a number of people over the years, maybe a couple handfuls, maybe a dozen. And what I found as I was trying to help others is the most important thing, which is we're all different. We all have different relationships, genetics, metabolisms, environments, culture, socioeconomic status. It's all different. And so in order to help someone else or help out others, what I first started with was this program I called NLIP, and I wrote a book, and it was how, how I did nutrition, how I worked out, some of the psychological things, or let's say the psychology of how this works, some of the mental tactics that I went through. And unfortunately, what I realized after about a year of that is that it was just becoming some other cookie cutter, as Steve called it, program. It was just something else. And that's why, as I was helping others, it was only, say, attributing what was successful for me. How I cook, how I meal prep, what I like to eat, how I like to season food, when I like to eat, how I incorporate activity. So that was when I realized, I said, this has got to be different. And about a year ago is when, let's say, when Endless, the actual concept, was formed, I said, you know what, this can't be a plan or a program, and it can't be a system, which was the S. I said, I want this to be a lifestyle change, 100% change of lifestyle. And in order for the acronym to work, I said, you know what, lifestyle is very important, so that'll take 2. And it's not even a diet, it's not even a model, it's just a concept. It's my philosophy on how to change, and it encompasses the body, the mind, and the soul. Because there's spiritual side to this for me too. My faith has a lot to do with the ethics and why I drive myself to be better, and really deep down who I am as a person. And so if I want to be this change, this different person, to go higher up, then those core beliefs are really important in that. And as far as my psychology, it's something that I've studied over the last 5 years. Maybe it was the passion that was God-given in terms to get me here to today, which brings up something else unique, is how we get to our path, how we go down a different path. I've always been taught, let's say in leadership, we take our skills and our talents, and when they come together, that's our sweet spot, right? We all have different life talents and gifts, and we also have different passions. I believe this is one of those unique ones. It's what shows me that there's divine intervention in my life, because I have a passion, let's say in this realm, that before 31 years old, I had no clue about. I had a lot of other passions in life, and you've probably seen that in the garage, in tools and working on cars, and I love those things. But this was something that was very different than all of those. And then you take something which is my gifts, and my gifts were, let's say, more engineer-based, more data-based. I've always been into, say, like IT or computers. I've never really been into health, body anatomy, medical, any of that. It's not something I was talented with. So then to come into a world where you have had no passion, and then you have no talent, and somehow or another you get to a place where now they've kind of started working and forming together with hard work and time, and just this, like I said, a spark I can't explain, that started that let's say, combination. There's no other way in my world to explain it.